how to prepare and apply the Biodynamic Soil Activator.
I'm Alan Johnston from Biodynamic Agriculture Australia. We supply Biodynamic Soil Activator, which we recommend as a good way of people starting their biodynamic practices. Was formulated by an American consultant, biodynamic consultant, and it combines all of our biodynamic preparations, and it was especially formulated for degraded land and land that has had GM crops grown on it. In a household's suburban situation, often when the house has been built, the topsoil's been buried underneath the subsoil, and so we consider most household situations or household gardens as degraded. So this is particularly good preparation to start with, because what it does, it gets the soil back into some sort of harmony. The Biodynamic Soil Activator is made out of it's composted cow manure with all of the different biodynamic preparations added to it, including, so it's a mixture of the plant, the animal and the mineral realms, and we humans do that last little bit of stirring it. The soil activator comes in this little box. In it we've got a set of instructions which are fairly easy to read, and this is the soil activator itself. Generally in these boxes we either send 30 grams or 75 grams. 30 grams is enough to do 1 acre, or a typical suburban household garden about 4 times. And 75 grams you can probably do 5 or 6 times that amount. So this is 30 grams. We'll only use half of it for this typical suburban house block, quarter-acre block, and we'll put half of it in this bucket and about 10 litres of water. Now the water that you use needs to be good quality water. This is tank water, but if you've just got town water, if you leave it out in an open container like the bucket itself, if you leave it out for the day, then the chlorine will evaporate off the water and it'll be good enough quality to use. The chlorine might interfere with the preparation otherwise. So put this in the bucket. And you can see I'm using a stainless steel milking bucket here. Stainless steel, copper, ceramics or wood are the preferred buckets to use, or containers to use for stirring, and something that you can create a nice vortex in. So if they've got a rounded bottom, it's even better. Some people use the old coppers with the rounded bottoms for stirring in. If you've only got plastic, as long as it's food grade plastic, the white plastic buckets are excellent, so you can use that as well. But if you can invest in a stainless steel bucket. The other thing that people have found is the ice buckets that on stands that you can get from various hardware shops are really good to use as well. They're the right height, so you don't have to put it on a stack of chairs like this for stirring, because you have to stir for 20 minutes and you don't want to be upsetting your back by doing that. So we'll take half of this preparation, put it in. I'll show you the other bit in my hand. There you are. It's packed full of beneficial bacteria and fungi. Also lots of very highly packed with life forces. What happens in the stirring process is that all comes out into the water in the stirring. So when we're finished stirring, any material substance that is left hasn't got very much value. All the value is in the water. And when we finish stirring, we need to be actually getting this preparation out onto the land within about an hour of your stirring. So I'll just commence the stirring now and show you how we go. You can use a stick or you can use your hand. I prefer to use my hand. And we start in the middle like this. We work our way out to the edge, and there might be a little bit of splashing. And you create a vortex, or a funnel in the middle of the water. generally going down to the bottom of the bucket. As soon as you get down to the bottom of the bucket, you go in the other direction. So you have this, you're creating order and then chaos. And you create a vortex again, going the other way. So it goes down to the bottom of the bucket, and you go back the other way. So this is the stirring, and we go like in this manner for 20 minutes. And get our vortex again, going the other way. So it goes down to the bottom of the bucket, and you go back the other way. So this is okay. That's the 20 minutes stirring. Now all of the goodness out of the physical soil activator, the material that I put in there, is now out in the water, and so the water is very enlivened, and it can stay like that for about an hour. Eventually, the energy sort of drift out of the water, and so it's not so effective if you don't get it out within the next hour. What happens then is the biology and the energies that are in the water unite with the organic matter in the soil when you put it out in the soil, on the soil, and it stimulates the soil food web, and the micro life in the soil food web gets stimulated by this preparation, which then results in more humus being created in the soil, which is plant food, and generally gets your place a lot healthier and a lot more productive. The amount of water in this half bucket is enough to do about a third, about a quarter of an acre, or 1,000 square metres of a yard. So, and the way we put it out, you can either put it out with a backpack spray. If you do so, just have it on a very coarse setting, because it needs to go out in big droplets so that it incorporates in with the soil moisture. Otherwise, you can use a half brush like this, or just a couple of branches from a tree like this, and you can just flick it out like that. But we found the half brush good because it manages to hold a lot more water. You can charge it up a bit better, and so the way it only needs to be put out very sparingly, 1 drop per 300 square centimetres. So the old 1 drop per square foot is probably all that's needed. It's very potent stuff, and we need to put it out at least twice a year, in spring and autumn. But if you're growing a lot of vegetables and that, it's a good idea to put it out each month during the growing season. So I'll just show you now. We'll just make a big arc like that, and you throw it out a big arc like that. And you can see it doesn't take very long to cover a yard doing this. And this yard extends beyond this fence down to the creek. So I'll just go and do the rest of it. I think everyone's got. Where can you buy this fantastic stuff? From Biodynamic Agriculture Australia. We mail order it right around Australia. You can go to our webpage, www.biodynamics.net.au, and order it online. And you can put it out any time of the year, and the soil just needs to be a little bit moist. That's the only factor really. The main thing is to get it out there, and just watch your garden and you'll see some subtle results fairly quickly. Biodynamic Soil Activator is completely harmless for animals or people if you get some on you, and also needs to be put out in the afternoon, from about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, because that's when the soil's breathing in, and so the soil will take that moisture into it very quickly if you put it out at that time of the day. But this will be the start of your biodynamic practices. We've got lots of other biodynamic products as well, so just have a look at the web page and stay tuned for some more YouTubes.